Hey everyone, today we're going to go over, it's Paula here, going over a really good stretch for our side body. And so a lot of times how this would be beneficial for you is if you're one of those people who's driving in the car and you always crunch down on your center console or on your door frame and you're constantly crunching to one side or the other, it constantly contracts these oblique muscles here, which can help limit the ability for your respiratory diaphragm to expand and contract the way it's supposed to. It can also contribute to low back pain as well as gut health and all that other stuff. So we're going to open up our side body here. A group of people who are going to be affected by this is those who carry children or babies or groceries to or from their car, where you tend to balance everything more on one hip than the other. Most of us have this tendency in our behaviors. Do a check-in every once in a while. If you're just standing and you're talking with somebody, do a quick internal check-in on if you're balancing your weight on one hip and kind of compressing down in one hip more than the other. I know I do it all the time, and so it's very common in our society. So two different versions what we're going to have here. Now with this, you don't necessarily have to have the pink ball or the foam roller, which we're going to use. You can actually use a firmer pillow to do this. If you have one of those soft, fluffy feather pillows, probably not a good idea. Just because it's going to squish down, it's not going to give you that support. And so if you only have those fluffy pillows, then take maybe your kitchen rolling pin, or some other like cylindrical device. You could use probably like a large can, like a jar of spaghetti sauce or something like that, and just put that underneath your pillow to give you a little bit more of that firmness and that support, even if you don't have a ball or a foam roller or a foam pillow. So if you have any questions about that, put them in the comments below. We can kind of MacGyver some stuff together. We're resilient, right? So I'm going to tilt the camera down so we can kind of see what's going on. I just have a yoga mat on the ground just because I think it's a better visual assessment. So what we're looking for is we have my hips right down here. So my hips down here and my ribs are up here. So we're gonna go for that sweet spot between the two. And so I'm gonna end up putting the ball there. And as you know, I like dynamic stretches. So I'm just gonna rest in that space between my bones. We're not trying to push on our bones too much. And this might be really intense for you at first. So if you need to just sit like this and allow that pressure to happen just in this position, that is 100% okay. Like, don't judge yourself if you can't go as far as I do in a stretch. Many of us haven't stretched on a regular basis, and just be graceful with yourself. So if you can feel like you can extend this further, you would just allow yourself to slowly come down. Now you might have to readjust because as you go down, your ribs move a little bit, so you might have to move that ball a little bit, and this can be fairly uncomfortable for people. If it's ever painful or you feel like you're forcing it or fighting it, back off a little bit, bring yourself up a little bit, give yourself some grace. And then if we want to do a dynamic stretch where we do two different stretches in one, we would then bring our upper hand over so that this side can elongate over, and you kind of get like this rainbow effect that you're going to stretch out everything. And so if you really want to compound it even further, you would bring that leg that was bent and you would bring it behind you almost. And then you can really stretch and open up the entire opposite side of your body while you're applying the pinpointed therapy on this side. So we're going to stretch like that. Now I'm going to slowly come out of it, use my arms to help me. And then we're going to put our foam roller down. So same thing. If you would use a pillow, you would just kind of bunch it up so it's like a foam roller. You come into that spot, that's where you feel it at. Now a foam roller is a little bit bigger, so I probably won't be able to go down as much. But if you want to get that full stretch, you would just kind of arch over it. A really good side stretch to open everything up, and then apply the pinpointed therapy underneath here. And if you're doing a traditional stretch, it'd be about 5, 10, 30 seconds, depending on what you want to do. If you want to do a mouthwash release stretch, you'd hang out for 3 minutes or more. So there we go. We have a really good side lengthener and opener. If you have any questions, put them below. Otherwise, I will see you guys next time.